So it's not always about business. It's about relationships, friendships, being being open to those types of things. So many people are closed off, and they're wondering why that they are stuck. My name is Travis Michael, and this is my advice. I am a media strategist, marketing guru, if you will. A lot of people painted me in that picture, but really, I just work with people and find out what their issues are whenever it comes to building their business. And usually, it comes down to marketing, design, building brand, building relationships with their customers. So they're looking to me for advice on reconfiguring the culture of their business from a branding standpoint, being able to supply their teams with the tools that they need to thrive. In doing so, I'm working with a lot of companies on these different leadership obstacles that they've come across. And I'm a huge reader. I love reading. And a lot of these ideas, I find it hard to take credit for because they're not mine. They're not original, but they're applicable, right? A mentor of mine told me, he helped me change my mindset on reading. I was not a reader. Technically, I'm still not. I learn better audibly. So, like, figuring out how you learn best is very important because learning, I came to realize, and this is the shift that my mentor had me make, was I'm not learning for me anymore. I'm learning for other people. And I want to be able to equip people with the knowledge that they need to get by. Hey, read this book. Tell me what you think about it. Was it this principle, this principle, this principle? These are things that reading is incredibly important for anybody who wants to take the next step in building a better life for themselves. The book that started me on my journey was How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. If you haven't read that, I highly recommend it. Simon Sinek is wonderful. I love both of his books, but Start With Why is really good. Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink. Absolutely amazing. If you haven't, Jocko has a podcast now, and he gives some amazing advice. I believe his company is Echelon Front, that he works with businesses as well. So the extreme ownership is definitely a good one. There's a few different things that I wanted to touch upon today, and one of them was dealing with criticism. The second one was drive, and the third one is faith. And it's about more or less having faith in yourself. But let me take a step back into criticism, because as a artist, I have a degree in digital media, graphic design, and marketing, and you are always getting critiqued. That is the first thing that anybody does. You paint a picture, you put it on the fridge, your mom and dad can go, "Ah, this is crap again," or it can be framed and put in museums, but it's the dedication and the creativity that you have that needs to be able to drive you, and being able to receive criticism. Criticism is a lot like breathing. You can't breathe in and breathe out at the same time. So you have to, being open to criticism is breathing in. You can't breathe out and breathe in at the same time. So being receptive to criticism, listening, and understanding where the criticism is coming from. Is it coming from a good place? Is this person someone that I value? Do I value their opinion? Why do I value their opinion? Those are some key elements you have to take into consideration whenever you're considering receiving that criticism. Drive and motivation are two different things. You hear them a lot in certain circles. If you're driven, you don't need motivation. Driven, you wake up and you're on a mission. Motivation is, oh, do I have to do this? And as much as I do still like to be motivated, I like to hear words of encouragement. I wake up driven with the idea of I've got obstacles that I have to overcome today. I have people that I have to engage with and empower and help build these, take these ideas and put these ideas into visions and visions into visible things that work, and streamline processes, and meanwhile building leaders and giving them the tools that they need to then, okay, this is now off of my plate and I can tackle this objective because this thing's already taken care of over here. And your drive really has to come from a faith muscle. With a faith muscle, it's really, again, going back, it's about having faith in yourself. You know, if you're gonna bet on you. Whenever I lived out in Pittsburgh, pretty recently, I first moved out there, and I was like, I'm really not about the the bar scene, or I'm just gonna go and drive Uber in my spare time. And people are like, why are you driving Uber? You're running a company. And I was like, I need a social life. And it was fun because whenever I drove Uber, I had one objective, and that was to make them at least smile at me. If I could make them laugh, bonus, right? Bonus point. But that was my objective. But at some point, it came to, am I putting more of my efforts into Uber, or am I putting more of my efforts into my own company? Am I betting on Uber? Am I betting on my car? Or am I betting on me and my ability to build my business? So then I transitioned out of that into really focusing on me and not divvying up my time between two masters, if you will. It really was difficult, starting a business. I'm in year 5. It takes 5 to 10 years to really kick it up. I mean, you have to want it. You have to be driven for it. There's a lesson in Chop Wood, Carry Water where, if you don't know, so if you plant a bamboo seed and you water it every day, water for a day, month, 2 months, 3 months, how long do you think it takes for a bamboo tree to sprout? It takes 5 years for that bamboo shoot to sprout up. So be easy on yourself whenever your progress isn't where you think it should be, but continue to move forward and keep betting on yourself and find people that are moving in the same direction as you. Link arms and move forward.